When Miss Flora Louisa Shaw, on 8th January 1897, was giving Nigeria her name after the area around the Niger area. We were already existing as different nationalities within our domains. The Hausa city-states, the Igbo city-states, the Kanem Borno Empire, the Oyo Empire, the Ife Empire, the Benin Kingdom. The people had their system of government and governance. So, to cobble together such a people without giving them a say, as Lord Lugard did on the 1st of January 1914, when he brought together the northern and southern protectorates to form Nigeria and the Lagos colony. Forget that agreement was to last for 100 years, which expired on the 1st of January 2014. Can we not sit down to renegotiate our nationhood? We can believe in ourselves. That is the national question. That is why no one believes in Nigeria. Rather, Nigerians believe in their unions. Drive across on a Saturday or Sunday, you will see Pra Union, Ijo Union, Esako Union, Birom Association, TV Diaspora Union. The reason is that people believe more in their home state than a country called Nigeria. When you want me to fill a form, and after asking me for my name, and you further ask about my religion, then you ask about where I come from and the language I speak, you are already profiling me. Not as a Nigerian, but as someone who comes from that enclave. And guess what? What you are going to get will be what they see there. So when I hear the Yorubas, some of them are still complaining today that they are being marginalized. I say, The Northerners, Hausa Fulanis are complaining of marginalization right now. The Igbos, their case is well known, have always been at the receiving end, being marginalized. Then I ask, what of myself, a minority, being a minority, from a tiny village called Ivukwe near Agenebode in Esako, East Local Government Area? What do you want me to say? Because Abiola said the bigger the head, the bigger the headache. So my headache is bigger. So we are therefore going to look at some of the issues now, how we can solve this problem, which we have highlighted, so that we can move forward. Now, Professor Nwaboze gave us a very beautiful treatise as to how we can bring about a people's constitution. In his seminal paper, Legal Authority for the Convening and Holding of a National Conference and for the Making of a People's Constitution, the learned professor said that the present National Assembly is already in place. You are happy because I say you are already in, because your fears have always been that in trying to bring about a people's constitution, we are going to sideline the National Assembly. It is not possible. It is a reality. Because the National Assembly itself came into being Elections were held in 1999, even before the 1999 Constitution. So the elections were held with the Constitution. So the emergence of the National Assembly, therefore, was based on the will of the people, what we call salus populi suprema lex. The will of the people is supreme. So Professor Nwabueze therefore theorized that because the National Assembly is in place, they have the power to convene and conduct a national conference. And that what they should do is that they should look at their powers beyond the power to alter the Constitution in sections 8 and 9 and go to section 315, which makes the present Constitution as an existing law being a document attached as a schedule to Decree number 24. And that the National Assembly should yank off the Constitution from that schedule under using section 1, subsection 1. And then simultaneously replace it with a brand new Constitution, doing away with the schedule, with the military dictatorship aura. He has example of the British Order in Council, which under section 2 had made the 1963 1960 independent constitution a schedule. But under the 1963 Republican Constitution, the British government used the British Order in Council, yanked it off, and replaced it, and we therefore had the 1963 Republican Constitution. One of the best, arguably, the best constitutions we have ever had in this country. Better than the 2022 Clifford Constitution, the 1922 Clifford Constitution, 1946 Arthur Richards Constitution, 1951 Macpherson Constitution, 1954 Little Constitution. That 1963 Constitution, to me, if you look at it, which brought about fiscal federalism for each state to grow, each region to grow according to its might. Western region, Eastern region, Northern region is where we have to think of going back to. That was why the late sage Obafemi Awolowo, who controlled the mono product of Western region, cocoa product, could impact heavily on his people, giving them free education at all levels. University of Ife. I'm an alumni of that university. You know there are 2 universities in Nigeria, sir. University of Ife and others. It's the brainchild of Awolowo, the Cocoa House in Ibadan. See the tallest building in Ibadan till today. Liberty Stadium. The first television station in Africa, Western Nigeria Broadcasting Corporation, because he had access to his funds. There was no federal government. He was just paying 20% royalty to the federal government at the center. Then 30% was shared by all the regions, and then 50% for their region. The Ahmadu Bello, the Sardauna of Sokoto, was able to use the hide and skin, cotton, products of Northern region to build the Northern Nigeria Development Corporation, NNDC, the Amdala Hotel, the Yankari Game Reserve, the Arewa group of companies. They are still there till today. You all see them. Dr. Akanu Ibiam, Dr. Michael Opara, using the monoproduct of palm oil in the East, was able to develop Eastern region. The monuments are there, presidential hotels, Port Harcourt, Enugu, Transamadi Estate, the Cattle Ranch Obubro, the stadium, University of Nigeria Nsukka, because he had access to his funds. Court of Midwest Region, which was created through the help of people like Dr. Dennis Osadebe, Oba Akenzwa II, Kesinti Momo, Chief Anthony Nahoro, Jereti Mariri Oketiebo, Omimiejo. They used their timber and plywood and rubber to develop all they wanted, the Ogeli Glass Factory, the Okpela Cement Factory, the University of Benin. So what has changed? That people who produce a product, you are saying they should be grateful for being given 30% of the product. Everybody goes to Abuja to go and share the national cake every month using commissioners for finance. But no one cares about how that national cake is baked. Is that how we are going to survive as a country? Using 80 to 85% for recurrent expenditure, no capital expenditure? Is that how we are going to grow? So Professor Nwabueze got it. But my only quarrel with Professor Nwabueze, and I had told him when we discussed this matter, that yanking off the Constitution from the schedule using Section 1.1 has not cured it of the illegitimacy we are talking about, nor made it or touched on us without a referendum. You say, young man, I think I see what you are saying. That is one procedure to go forward to have a new constitution. National Assembly, replace the new constitution, yank it off under Section 1.1 of that decree, replace it with the new constitution, and we move on. But my own argument is that it has not made it the people's constitution. Then, we look at another example of national conferences where matters like this were hotly debated, particularly in the Francophone states, where they debated all this to manage conflicts and foster political, social, and economic well-being and welfare. 1990, President Matthew Kereko, Republic of Benin. Congo Brazzaville, 1991 National Conference, Denis Sassou Nguesso. Mali, President Ibrahim Traoré, 1991. Togo, 1990, President Nasigbe Eyadema. Democratic Republic of Congo, of President Mobutu Sese Seko, 1991 to 1992. Then let us now look at procedure through the National Assembly. My take on this is that the National Assembly has a big role to play in bringing about a people's constitution. What are the ingredients they will use to cook this people's soup? I've talked about the 1963 Republican Constitution. The beautiful provisions are there. They are not dead. Then in 2014, sir, many of us here, including Baba, Chief Olabode George, we were all at the National Conference, including Dr. Idi Kakalu, Chief Emeka Anyaku, Dr. General Ike Nwachukwu, our own Papa Obongata. We all came together. The delegates were thrown up by different methods. Listen, 2014 National Conference qualifies as a constituent assembly of the people. You do not require to waste further funds and energy looking for others. The reason is that the 492 members were thrown up by the people themselves. And you can throw up people through election and selection. For example, the people that came from Ogun State, I do not know how they met.